Hi, welcome to Crafted Sweetly. I'm Diana. Thanks so much for being here. In this video, I wanted to show you just an accent you can do with your book folding. I've done all the various steps, just little glimpses right there with the cutting the strips, and then I applied the strips to the book and I finished the book. This video I wanted to focus more on just adding an accent to the book versus the process of applying the strips to the book. So here is my finished book right there. And what I wanted to do with this, just adding a little bit of texture to it as well as embellishing a little bit. So I thought, you know, instead of just having the roses just gorgeous as is, so obviously you don't need to do anything with it. I do have a link to this pattern in the description box below if you're interested in making it. But what I decided to do was, so what I did first off is I glued this to the bottom, and I have a video on what easy to do, but in case you need a couple tips, I have a video for that as well. And then once that is glued, I'm using a tray. You can use pretty much any kind of whatever container you have, but I wanted it to be positioned in one place and I don't want it to shift. Just it's easier to work this way. And another thing that I'm using is a glitter glue. Now I've used art glitter glue for most of my projects. This is not good for this particular technique because it's too thin. You may find something else. I haven't tried Elmer's glue to see if that works. Really, the only thing that's required for this is that the glue kind of forms a bead to it. So instead of it being, like runny or running down the pages, you want it to keep its shape. The pages are pretty tight, compact this way, but I don't want the glue to run or minimally run in between the pages. I want it to keep its shape. And then the other thing that I'm going to use is, and I have links below for all of these in the description box, are silver leaf sheets. And then this is what they look like. So let me push it off a little bit. Whoops. So they come separated with paper in between. And it's basically a silver leaf. Whoops, open it this way. You really can't talk much. As you can see, like even breathing on it will make it curl and kind of blow all over the place. They're extremely thin. I have a link below for it. They're different qualities, they're different colors available. If you want to do gold, if you want to do copper, more of a yellowish color versus, like a deeper gold, there's also that available. So I have links below for all of those in case you want to check out different colors. But I won't be talking much once I kind of start working with this, just because I don't want my breath to kind of blow it all over the place. When I did wedding cakes, I used to use this, and pretty much I'd hold my breath when working with like real gold leaf that I could put on cakes, because I didn't want it to breathe anywhere. I didn't want it to move anywhere. All right, so I've got the silver leaf here, and then this. Now what I plan on doing is just adding a very thin bead along the edge of the petals of the rose. So I'll add, kind of accents. I won't do it everywhere because I don't think it's necessary, but I'll add, like maybe one here, kind of like the outside part, just to accent it a little bit. And then I'll apply the gold leaf to it. And you want a very thin bead, pretty much as thin as possible. And as you can see, hopefully it's a very thin bead that I've added to it. And as you can see, I'm only adding it in certain places. want to add one more here, and that should do it. Okay, now before it dries, and I may go back once I apply these and see if I want to add any more. Again, working with this is, don't work with it in any drafty place because it's going to blow all over the place. So it's still applied to the backing. As you can see, it wants to turn onto itself. I'm going to use one of these stylus, and I kind of remember where I had the glue pieces on here. You can gently press around them, around the glue area. You can use your finger gently. You could do this in sections if you wanted to. And then at this point, I'm just going to let it dry. What I'll do actually is, I'll take one of the backings from the foil so it doesn't stick to my finger, and just gently press on it so that it sticks to the glue part. And again, a very gentle touch to it. Okay, so at this point I'm going to let this dry before I do the next step. And then once it dries, you can use a brush to brush away the area that doesn't have glue, basically. So I'm going to brush away. There's some little pieces, those I'm going to brush off a little bit harder. But then you can, if it's bigger piece like this, you can probably save for another project. It's more just using the brush for the area right around where the glue is. So as you can see, it can make a slight mess, but really I want the foil to be just where I had the glue. So right now I just removed it and kind of blew all this in the trash can so that it's not flying everywhere. So as you can see, let me see if I can get the right angle for the foil to show up. So I blew all the excess off, and let me see if I can get the light better on it. I'm not sure if you can see the cool effect on camera with it, but it is pretty cool to have the silver accents on the edges of the rose. Alright, so just another idea using silver leaf or gold, whatever color you may choose, to add accents to your design. Hope you enjoyed this video. Again, this pattern will be in the Etsy shop if you're interested, and then in the description box below I'll have links to the various supplies that I used in this video. And the pattern was created with the Foto Book Art app. It's photobookart.com. So that's where I created the pattern with ink saver option, as you saw in my video, where the pattern's only printed at the tip of the center of the strip. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you on the next project.